Welcome to Sunday School for Sunday, October 13th, 2024. I do not own the rights to this music. This is Sunday School for our senior high students, ages 15 to 17. The Bible basis is coming out of Job chapter 24, verse 1, then verses 9 through 12, then verses 19 through 25. The Bible truth, hope complains. The title of today's story, Where Justice Reigns. Peter sat with his son in silence. He had feared that this conversation would come up sooner than he felt ready, and his fear was right. Noah had heard at school about the tragic shooting and came home, dry tears on his face, with a question for his father. Peter told Noah that he didn't want to try to explain everything. "I don't think I can," he said. "You're a preacher. That's all you do is explain," said his son. Peter attempted an explanation. He started by reminding Noah that there were certainly good people in the world. "Don't forget that," he said. "No matter what you see, there is good in people and in the world." Noah took in what his father was saying. He asked him about the news from that day. There had been a gunman in an airport. People had been shot as they walked toward security checkpoints on their way to their gates. In the end, Peter said, "Justice prevails. God wins, and we win." "That sounds like a sermon, a good one or a bad one," he smiled. "I'll think about it and let you know." They kept talking for a while, and each felt both satisfied and unsatisfied. "But there's something right about that," said Noah. His father agreed and joked that now Noah sounded like the preacher. Our lesson scripture, Job chapter 24, verse 1, then verses 9 through 12, and then verses 19 through 25. And this is the King James Version. "Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty? Do they that know him not see his days? They pluck the fatherless from the breast and take a pledge of the poor. They cause him to go naked without clothing, and they take away the sheaf from the hungry, which make oil within their walls, and tread their wine presses, and suffer thirst. Men groan from out of the city, and the soul of the wounded crieth out. Yet God layeth not folly to them." Drought and heat consume the snow waters. So doth the grave those which have sinned. The womb shall forget him. The worm shall feed sweetly on him. He shall be no more remembered, and wickedness shall be broken as a tree. He evil entreateth the barren that beareth not, and doeth not good to the widow. He draweth also the mighty with his power. He riseth up, and no man is sure of life. Though it be given him to be in safety, whereon he resteth, yet his eyes are upon their ways. They are exalted for a little while, but are gone and brought low. They are taken out of the way as all other, and cut off as the tops of the ears of corn. And if it be not so now, who will make me a liar, and make my speech nothing worth? Job covers a good deal of emotional material. This lesson scripture opens as Job boldly accuses God himself in question form. He closes what we can think of as a very good prayer with a solid reflection of what God actually will do. He walks that honest line of experiencing God one way, but not having the full picture of God in that experience. He doesn't deny reality. He sees terror and wickedness. And that's found in Job 24. Chapter 24, verses 9 through 12, and then verses 19 through 21. But he sees more than that too, and that's found in Job chapter 24, verses 22 through 25. The questions from our story today. Number 1, what did Noah hear about before returning home? Number 2, how did his father try to help? Number 3, what about justice feels unfinished? And number 4, in what ways does the Christian tradition talk about the future? The questions from our lesson text. Number 1, what does Job accuse God of? Number 2, summarize how you think Job felt in the scripture. Number 3, what distress does the scripture point to here? Make sure to review verses 9 through 12 for question 3. Number 4, how does Job talk about God's judgment toward the wicked? Review the news stories your teacher provides and think about how the people's situations could be improved. Brainstorm ways you personally can help fix these injustices. Even if your involvement is only as a prayer warrior, make a list of the various activities against injustice you will do in the coming week and months. The memory verse for today's lesson is Job chapter 24, verse 1. Why, seeing times are not hidden from the Almighty, do they that know him not see his days? The end. God bless you and thank you for joining me today.